Hello everyone, I'm Paul, and in today's video I'm going to talk about the differences between my Kubota compact tractor and my Kawasaki ATV, and that's with regards to clearing snow. Now both of these machines are multitasking machines. They can be used for a variety of other tasks, but in this case I'm only going to be talking about things that are pertaining to clearing snow. So one thing I will not cover in this video is the cost. This machine here versus this machine here, the configurations could be quite a bit different. This machine could be really old, this one could be really new, this one could literally cost more, this one could cost less, and vice versa. So there's a lot of scenarios in that regard, so I'm not going to cover anything like that. The one thing I want to do is, at the end of this video, I want to reveal to you, if I could only have one of these machines, either the Kawasaki ATV or the Kubota compact tractor for clearing snow, which one would I choose? Well, you got to stay tuned, guys. Alright guys, let's get this ATV versus tractor snow clearing comparison on the way. Operating speed. You can see my configuration here. I've got a bucket on the front and a rear mounted snowblower. Your configuration could be quite different. You could have a snowblower on the front with a rear blade, or perhaps a plow on the front, or even a snow pusher. Now the amount of snow will determine how fast you're going to be operating. If you have very little snow, you're going to be able to go a little bit quicker, and as the snow is deeper, you'll be going a little bit slower so that the equipment can handle it. And one thing you can notice is the operating on the tractor, you're not going to be going very fast overall. You could probably plow this little bit of snow faster than you can actually use the snowblower. Now the configuration on an ATV can have a plow on the front, as I've got here. I could also have a rear mounted blade at the same time, and in addition to that you can also mount a snowblower on the front. But you can see how much quicker I can move the snow going with a ATV. Tight areas. As you can see here, I'm going between a trailer and a tree line. I've got the deflector on the snowblower down to the lowest position so I can get the snow blowing underneath the tree line here. You'll see here as well as the canopy is going to scrape against the branches, and if you look more to the right as I keep going, the branches on the right hand side, I'm not going to be able to clear the snow underneath there, because the tractor is just too big and too bulky to get underneath there. Now I can come underneath here with the ATV quite easily. You can see I just have to duck my head a little bit and I can clear the snow quite easily. Also other tight areas such as the building here, I can come in quite easily behind with the ATV. No problem to clear the snow. I can twist my machine quite easily in and out. And the same thing here, I'm going in between buildings where the tractor would be very difficult to clear the snow. Alright guys, one of the advantages with the snowblower, you can see here, there's absolutely no snowbank. So it doesn't seem to matter how much snow we're going to get. We're not really going to get that much snowbank other than the actual height of the snow. And on the other hand, using an ATV, you end up building up a lot of big snowbanks. Deep snow. You can see here how the snowblower handles the deep snow quite well. It basically blows the snow far away, which is really good. You don't end up with those great big snowbanks. On the other hand, with an ATV, you can see here, it's quite a challenge to move the big snow. I'll do a second plow here. And one thing you notice, I have to get quite a bit of speed going to move these big snowbanks. The wind, you can see it sometimes using the snowblower. If there is wind, it's not going to push the snow very far. and also it's just going to come back on my face. If I had a cab here, obviously it wouldn't be such an issue, but it might block some of my visibility as the snow would accumulate on the cab. Backdragging with the tractor, you're going to need something on the front end. You can't do it with the snowblower. I'm in an area where I can't blow the snow away, so I have to backdrag. I'm using the bucket to do that. If you had a snow pusher, or on the other hand, if you had a blade on the rear of the tractor and the snowblower in the front, you'd be able to pull the snow away. Or even if you had a box blade on the back of the tractor and a blower on the front, you'd be able to pull it away from the wall there, and then you'd be able to push the snow away. This case here, I've got a blower on the back, bucket on the front, so I have to scrape. And you notice that it's quite a bit of an area where I have to back the tractor and twist to turn it to get it in line to push the snow away. Nice thing about using the bucket on the front, or if you had a snow pusher, is that you can scrape the snow and you can stack it up quite high and out of the way. One thing you'll notice, I don't have chains on the tractor, so you'll notice when I'm pushing, it's very hard to steer. That's the disadvantage here. It's hard to steer in a straight line or to turn. Then on the other hand, using the ATV to backdrag, now I could also have a rear blade on the ATV. It would work as well. But with the ATV, it's quick. There's not a lot of issue as far as maneuverability because the ATV is a much shorter piece of equipment. And it actually does a nice smooth job by backdragging in comparison to what the tractor does. And as you can see here, I can maneuver quite a bit easier with the ATV. Now I can just push the snow into the bank. Mind you, I can't stack it up as high as what I could with the tractor. Weight is very important. As you can see, I'm scraping the snow here on the pond. There's no way I'm putting my tractor on here. It's about 6 times heavier. Slopes. You can see I made a pass earlier down here with the snowblower, but I have to use the ATV here to clean closer to the edge. It's far too dangerous to get on the edge here to move the snow with the tractor. Fear of tipping it over. With regards to storage, if you want to keep your equipment out of the elements, you can see here with the tractor that you need a structure that's fairly tall to store inside, and also with the length of the tractor, it is fairly lengthy and you'll need something fairly long. The width of it is not too bad. It is wide enough, especially since you want your blower to be wider than the stance of the tractor wheels. Alright guys, you can see as far as storage for the ATV, it uses a lot less height and it uses a lot less length. I'm in the same facility, same structure right now. So the only thing that's comparable, basically the width, is just a little bit more narrow than the tractor. In regards to maintenance, the snowblower is very high in maintenance as far as I'm concerned. You have grease zerks here for the auger. You got one on this side. You've got another one down here on this side. You've got a chain to lubricate. Also, the chain does require adjustment from time to time. The impeller here, you can see the surface here needs to be touched up either with a little bit of paint. Also, in the whole area here, you may want to put a anti-stick lubricant around on the inside and then on the auger itself to keep the snow from sticking. And then again here, it's going to need regular maintenance on painting. You can see the scraping all over the place here. On the back side, there are more grease zerks. There's another one underneath here, another grease zerk. And then there's another one down below in here. There's also a gearbox that needs an annual oil change. And then we have the drive shaft on this end and on that end that it all has to be lubricated. Usually you have to take it apart. In my case, you're going to have to take half of it off anyways. Undo it on either end, doesn't really matter. And pull the shaft apart and lubricate the shaft, and then all the U-joints on each side. In addition to that, we have on the chute, you can lubricate in here underneath. There's, you can see here the teeth so that it twirls nice and doesn't stick. So, and then inside the chute, you may want to put some type of an anti-stick lubricant as well, so the snow is not sticking and freezing up inside. So, and in addition to that, you're going to have your shoes, and hopefully you can see that well enough. There's the shoes here to adjust on each side of the snowblower. Regarding the maintenance for the ATV plow, there's not very much to it at all. Basically, you have the steel edge that goes on the bottom here. That gets oiled once in a while. You can see there's a little bit of surface rust right now, but that's because I haven't done it in a bit. There's an actual 2008 edge on there. I've used it every year and it's never been changed. It's still in really good shape. On the back side of the plow, to make sure that you can swivel the plow left to right and into the center position, the locking mechanism spring down here, I don't know if you can see it or not, and the base underneath, you can see all the white. That's white lithium grease that I use, and here on the springs as well. And that's basically all the maintenance that needs to be done on the plow. Well, all right, guys, I really hope you enjoyed those clips of the machines working to clear snow. Before I give you my answer to which one I would choose, if I could only choose one of them, I just want to mention how I made my decision. How I made my decision was based on the fact that the environment that I have to operate in, and in addition to that, the landscaping of the area that I work in here as well. So, which one did I choose? Some of you is going to be surprised. I actually choose the ATV. With regards to the ATV, I use it about 75% of the time. It's far better, far quicker, a lot more fun to clear snow with. I find that I can get in and out of little tight spots a lot better. The only time when I feel that I really need to use something as big as the snowblower is really when I get a really heavy snowfall or really heavy wet snow. Other than that, I find this one to be supreme as far as, I've got a branch in my head here, as far as clearing the snow. So anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you have not subscribed to my channel, you can do so by hitting that subscription button down below. Once again, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on Jolly Outdoors.